But we're wasting money on a diversity, equity, and inclusion office while we are failing black students in the name of diversity. You know, in the Jim Crow era, black students were locked out of the public school system. But today they are trapped in. And many of these students need options. They need school choice. They need the opportunity to take their taxpayer dollars and take it to school systems that will benefit them and support them and educate them. And as we talk about inclusion and making sure that the trans student feels comfortable and the queer student feels comfortable, what does that have to do with reading, writing, and arithmetic? As we are teaching cultural Marxism and grooming children to be the next pervert, we are damaging our kids in this public school system, and it needs to stop.
While it's messed up, and that's an unfortunate understatement, that the queer community, in particular, trans people, have to live in a world where their mere existence is linked to grooming and being perverts, it's common for conservatives to use these buzzwords, doesn't have to be true, to fire up their base. For example, earlier this year, Brian Escavera called out CRT at his local school board meeting, even though Cabarrus County School District in North Carolina, who voted for Trump and Cabarrus County did too, already adopted a non-discrimination resolution. It was anti-CRT. This just so happened to take place almost 5 weeks after Brian announced his campaign to run for North Carolina State Assembly, District 73 House of Representatives. He went viral, ended up on Fox News, free PR, clockwork. With that said, this time around, it was Pastor John Amanchukwu linking diversity to CRT without providing proof, which is what I want to focus on today. First, there were terms and phrases Pastor John used that proved to be signals to me, such as when he talked about school choice, students taking their tax dollars to other school systems. I thought that was weird, and when I looked it up, wouldn't you know it, he at the very least used to be the executive director of a private school. That was just a start, because I promise you, it didn't take very long to realize that Johnny B. Good here spoke at the Wake County School Board meeting on October 18th, and his book, Erased, was just published on October 4th. Wow, free PR. I can end the video right there, but I got to wondering if any of his 3 kids even attend the Wake County School District. This has nothing to do with them, so they're not involved. But here's the rabbit hole. Now, what you may have missed in his rant was Amanchukwu pointing out how, according to 2021 school year state test data, Wake's black students in grades 3 through 8 were not proficient in math and reading. Test scores dropped sharply in Wake County and nationally during the pandemic. Again, that happened all around the country. Whatever. He didn't say that the numbers improved slightly in the 2022 school year, but black students are still passing at much lower rates than white students in Wake and nationally. Why is that? Is it because Wake County, according to Amanchukwu, spent $1 million on a diversity office? I have no idea where he got that figure. Let's assume it's true. After all, they did just hire their first director of diversity and inclusion. Maybe they gave all the money to him. Congrats, homie. Well, you should know that Wake County school literacy proficiency has been at that level for at least 12 years. In fact, it's slightly improved. Here's the data from 2009. So, as Maddox rule says, if you want to argue against funding for those initiatives, there's an argument to be made. But this ain't it. I would just like to add that this data from 2010 comes right around the same time that Wake County voted to end their previous diversity policy, all but proving that money spent for diversity has nothing to do with these test scores. My word, debunking this was easy. He's lying is what I'm trying to get at. He's a conservative hack who doesn't need to back up his claims. Just sprinkle in enough buzzwords here and there to gain the attention of his base in order for them to co-sign what's being said, for the sake of promotion. That's all. I mean, Pastor John Amanchukwu has a profile on the Turning Point USA website and is mentioned in the Heritage Foundations. We know who he is. I will give it to him though. He's an excellent public speaker. However, my dude John had 3 minutes to speak, 180 seconds. And while I'm glad he opened with a scripture, which really had nothing to do with what was going on, he couldn't cite where, quote, Whites are being demonized for whiteness and blacks are made to feel as if they are inferior or victims? Where did that come from? Can he point to it in the books written about CRT or in the Wake County curriculum? I asked him as much when I added him on Twitter the other day, and he didn't respond. I'm going to have to send him this video. For Rebel HQ, I'm Jeff Wiggins. My architect, no Japanese. For more from the Young Turks, stay right here. To see additional content from yours truly, click on the Jeff Wiggins hashtag. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, We Gonna Be Alright. Thanks for watching.